Hello everyone, welcome to our episode of Heart to Heart Talks. I'm your host, Ian Chong, and today we have a guest. But before we go into today's podcast topic, if you are new to this show, it's really just to connect with the community. And the second one is share thoughts and ideas, educate couples, and the last part is of course having the heart to heart talk per se. If you kind of match this together, this is kind of generally what the podcast is trying to do. But generally, we wanted to kind of like get as many people in the community as much as possible. And Shirin is one of them that could connect with us on different levels, not just on wedding collaborations, but just the approach of shooting weddings is important to us, that we have a kind of a synergy. So today, I kind of invited her to share a little bit more thoughts of her wedding process, how she capture a wedding day, a pre-wedding process with the couples, and hopefully you can catch a little bit of a glimpse, if you never worked with her before, of how Peppermint Studios actually just started from this whole approach. A little bit about Shirin. You just correct me if I'm wrong, because I literally copy-paste your whole about us. And hopefully I nail it right, word by word. Some things that highlight, I don't want to read the whole entire thing. You can go to the website and read everything. But some things that capture the thing that she kind of summarizes is capturing non-scripted stories. So I think it's very documentary vibes. She actually covered videos before, but so she kind of understands like the flow of things, like the filming of stuff. Another thing is to cherish every relationship that you have with her clients. So I think in this service line, it's not just purely serving people, but to kind of build a relationship, because it's a very sensitive day, like a wedding day.
Yes.
So the last part, I think definitely connect with us. Animal lover. Cannot be one. This is like, if you purposely put it in your vase, right? This is like, it's hands down.
You have to get me right.
Yeah, it's like animal lover. Okay, get her to the show, because we want to make sure that this part is aligned because we have 2 cats. She have how many?
I have rescue cats.
A lot of rescue cats.
So I mean, maybe I will talk about it later. But I do have cats. I love cats. I love dogs. I love any animals. So yeah. I mean, it's something that actually I wish I had done. But because it's always so go, right? When it comes to rescuing, and then on top of that, we all have our backlogs, and we all have like our shoots for these past 2 years have been back to back. And then on top of rescue work that I do every week, is really like touch and go. So it's like, it's something that I wish I have done. Maybe in the future, I will think about documenting it.
I forgot to ask one question before we head into the main topic, was how do we first met?
Oh wow! How did we first met?
I say so much, and I suddenly noticing we haven't talked about
how did we first met? Which couple was it? Oh my god! You see this is the result of going to
I think I know, but I forgot the couple's name. I'm so sorry if you're watching this, but
I remember is it Pei was the planner?
Yeah, Pei is the planner. But I forgot the couple's name. I'm so sorry. But I still remember the face in my head. And I know the games was very, very cramped.
Yeah. It was in a small house. The
singing,
games were there was some mat thingy.
The raining.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Papaya house. It was raining.
I'm so sorry. I also forgot. But if I were to scroll through the photos again, maybe it will come back to my
I know it's this year. We met this year. That was the first.
Yeah.
We had a good working relationship.
Yeah, I think we definitely clicked.
But I think the subsequent one was the one that blossomed. Our relationship. I don't know what's the second one. Do we even have the second? I know the Kin one was second or second one. Is there anyone before Kin?
Was that second? Was that not third?
Kin was third.
Kin was third. Kin was already like, okay, we guys like definitely.
Yeah, that is like two peas in a pot. That's like perfect.
Yeah. But the second one
I don't even remember. The worst part is I don't even remember what happened on the second one.
Yeah.
I don't even know the name of the couple. I don't know when was it. But I know the first one was definitely the couple.
Yes.
Oh yeah. No, is it the same? It's the same one as the Toa Payoh one.
That's the first one. That's the first one.
Yeah, they had a wedding in Malaysia. So that was the first one.
Yeah.
But to get a little bit, to know you a little bit more, I decided to have like 10 quick fire rounds, 10 questions. So the moment you think, I ask you one question, you just answer immediately.
All right.
I mean, without really thinking a lot, just like see how fast you can react.
Stress.
If you are ready, in 3, 2, 1. Favorite lens.
50 mm.
Favorite accessory on a wedding day.
Accessory. Huh? Camera? No.
It can be outside, anything outside of camera.
The veil.
The veil. Okay. Pet peeve. It can be anything outside, even outside.
The rain.
Oh, the ring. Okay. One thing that not a lot of people know about you.
I'm very short.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, people who haven't seen me in real life yet.
Okay, to be fair, we are sitting on the table right now. So it feels like we are about same height. I give it to you. Okay. If you get to shoot in one location forever.
Forever. Well, actually, I really like Jurong Lake, but yeah, but it has been it was my first love. It was my first love. Okay. I've got to put that as my first outdoor love location. Yeah.
Okay, I'm pretty sure a lot of couples resonate with that. Okay, sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Okay. Favorite setting on your camera?
1/250. I always put it at there. Yeah, and 1.8 or 1.4 if possible.
Oof, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. One creative or artist that inspires you.
I would say Kai Pictures actually inspires me quite a
Oh,
lot.
Kai!
Yeah.
I hope you listen to this. I'm pretty sure he follows the episode. So one of your fans are here. Okay. One thing that you wish you knew before heading into this industry.
Being a self-employed is actually harder than you think it is.
Ooh, that sounds like very deep inside. There's a lot of like stuff happening inside. I can see your like tussle when you're saying that. And I let you choose between these two things. Either a good location, bad couple, or bad couple, or good couple, bad location.
Definitely, I would choose good couple, bad location. I can
Very smart answer.
make do with a bad location. I can angle them, do different stories with them. But bad couple is difficult to pull a story out of them.
That's a very good answer. I think you made it very well. So congratulations, you answered all 10.
Oh, that was hard. Oh my god.
You staggered a bit at the third and fourth, but okay, I give you like a 9 out of 10. Like, not bad. Okay, so I hope that kind of like open up a little bit more about like how Shirin is like in person, like in general. You get to know a little bit more of her history. But before we go into today's topic, which is storytelling process, did I miss out anything about you? You want to share a little bit like what are you doing like recently? What's something that you're most excited about for next year quarter 1, quarter 2?
So I'm actually putting in more work to my rescue cases. So actually next year onwards, I'm taking in less to give myself more time, slow down a little bit, because for the past 3 years we've been very chong, Then after that, you start to get a little bit fatigued in that sense. Like you also have to start thinking about your craft. That if you keep chonging, after a while things starts to get very cookie cutter.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So I think what you really need to do is to give yourself more time to either go out there, learn new things, or rethink things, or to do other things that perhaps could give you more inspiration. Yeah, so be it going out there to find more different ways to improve your craft, or to also make yourself a more kinder person, so that once you can open up more, you can see more out of people, and that's where you can capture little things that actually means more to them.
Agree. Like I think what you said perfectly summarize how at least both me and Tengi felt throughout this year, especially after June, that period, this whole chunk. You are still in the midst of this whole cluster of couples getting married, which I'm not complaining, definitely is good for financially.
Yeah.
But think about it, the backlogs and the stress level start to increase.
Yeah.
We are also on about the same page where we are also slowing down for next year, getting a little bit lesser couples. First to of course catch up on the backlogs, just to make sure that we are liable for all the deadlines.
Yep.
And to also find a craft. So I think, I'm not sure whether you know, like I think a month ago or a month and a half ago, I went through the workshop with Kai.
Oh yeah, I think I did see it.
So I mean, since he's like your so-called like the person that you look up to, I think his workshop was really good. It was a good like pit stop. It might not be a rest stop, but it's a good pit stop to kind of reset like how we shot stuff.
Yep.
So I mean, it's not wrong like the way that we usually shoot, but it's kind of nice to see how others approach the day, and to just have a different mindset, different collaboration and settings when you are put into the same scenario over and over again every week in, week out, just to kind of get that vibe. So to let you, like, at least for us, at least for me, when I went through that workshop, I felt like when I went to the my own next pre-wedding shoot, right, the approach and the whole mentality changes.
Yes.
And it gives you that kind of like fire again, like, oh, okay, let's try something that we didn't get to do, and I didn't even know I can do such things, and just the whole vibe is very different. So kudos to you that you at least force yourself to be out of that situation, because it's very scary for us to stuck into this limbo where we're just trying to get the next sale and over again, just to fill up the dates. But by doing so too often, we might kind of lose our compass.
Exactly.
Like really lose our voice.
Yeah, and also you start to compare, like, have you ever sat down to compare your past videos versus the current videos that you have taken recently? Like, what do you feel when you look at your past videos? Did you feel like, wow, last time I so on fire, you know? And then nowadays you feel like, wow, I wish I could have done more. Like I feel like I'm slowly losing a little bit of steam in the work that I do. It's like, I think I need to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, the energy that you input, not the physical energy.
Correct. It's not the physical energy. That's right. I mean, the physical energy. I'm not saying that every couple I'm losing my energy. We are still giving the same amount of energy that we are for every couple that we are taking. It's just that the fire, I would say, you know, it's a little bit different when you have to keep doing it over and over again, and then. Yeah, it's also need time to sit down and get back that fire and inspiration, so that your videos will be wow.
Yeah, I think when you on a wedding day or on a pre-wedding day, if you start to don't want to try new things anymore.
Yes. Yes.
We just go with the flow, you know. Or maybe the couple is very rushed. Then you even the small glimpse or maybe a 5-minute session that you can have for your on couple's wedding day, you kind of given up and say, Nema, it's too short of a time. Start to build up excuses to not execute something, right? Even though it's maybe it's gonna be a little bit more effort, a little bit more painful for everyone. Even the couple might feel like, oh, because they're in a rush. But if you have insisted and all, you just push through a little bit, you might have that breakthrough that you're looking for. But then it's the physical and the emotional energy start to get drained. Then that's when you know that maybe I took too much. Then you kind of the following couples that gonna shoot with you will be a bit loogy in that sense, because it's not the physical energy that you steam out It's definitely do I want to push a little bit more just to get the effect, or should I just be safe and play safe in that?
Yes, correct. The play safe, yes, exactly.
Wow, this is so resonating. But it's not this topic, but definitely. Definitely, 2023 goals for both of us to be able to maintain the craft. So do you have a magic number for next year in terms of the number of couples that you're gonna take?
Don't have a magic number because I feel that if I were to put up a number, I'll get very stressed to try and hit that number. Yeah, so to me, just take it as it goes. And then I try to plan it in a way that, for example, in a month, I try not to take more than 4.
Yeah, 4 is like a
so like maybe
just
each
nice.
week one, so that I can have that rest, and also I can dedicate some time to do my other things that I love as well. Because I think I love photography and videography. It's just that when you do too much of one thing, you also starts to feel that love starts to die down.
I know.
So
It's a beautiful
focus on other of your loves, so that you don't feel burned out by you don't let the other love die down.
It's true. Like at least for you, you're like more of like you can go to the animal welfare and everything. At least for me, I try to go into commercial shoots just to kind of like exercise another side of our brains instead of just wedding throughout. I think it's a good practice, but I think different people have their own like decompressed of their creative juice.
Correct.
So it doesn't mean that you cannot do similar. I have seen other photographers actually did better in they shoot video on their like day job, right? And then they shoot photos for their personal life. So I think with that different medium, it actually kind of like force you into a different headspace.
It does.
Even though it's the
really
same
does.
equipment, it's the same tool that you're using, but the whole chemistry there, like to start to get that feeling, that fire, is different.
It is. Yeah.
So thanks for that. And I think the main topic today we want to hit back is the storytelling elements and like the mindset of heading to a wedding or technically pre-wedding situation. Is there elements from your history of video that you apply into your photos? Like how do you actually tell a story on a pre-wedding day?
So I'm not sure if you guys know about this. When Peppermint Studios first started, we actually started off taking videos. Yeah. Then slowly we decided video is actually a very, very stressful work because of all the same day edits, right? I think kudos to all you guys who can churn out. I don't know how you guys do it, but like the amount of white hair, if I have to do a same day edit, I think by today you will see my whole hair become white already. So really kudos to your abilities and your patience to be able to do such things. Yeah, but because we took videos first, we saw how a scene is supposed to turn out, right? It's not means pictures it's stills, but in a sense that still also has to, in a sense, tell a story, right? So that's even harder in that sense that your picture is that one still picture is supposed to tell the same story that your video is supposed to tell. So how do you actually go into that headspace to do such things? So when we meet a couple, sometimes we ask them about their stories, and on top of that, when we get them to go to a pre-wedding shoot, we always tell them that let's make this a very unscripted session, so that your emotions come out more than just you guys standing there giving a smile, and then after that, like there's like the if you were to have it unscripted, your emotions comes out, that story is like at 100% versus like I ask you to stand there and just pose, smile, and that's like only 30%. So if I get you into a scenario where I get you to smile naturally in a scenario or in something that I make you guys do, then that photo comes off as something that is more memorable. If you were to see that photo, you will think like, oh, okay, this is actually what we did at that time. Versus like I actually don't remember much of my pre-wedding shoot.
Wow, I think photos are even harder for you to translate that particular message. Because at the end of the day, it's not moving. but then that spark, I think to get that particular frame is definitely tricky lah.
Yeah.
And that's provided you say they get the composition done, you still need to make sure that they don't blink their eyes. There's a lot more other elements to get, because at this video you can just hold it there and
That's true.
the emotions
That's
happen by
true.
itself, right?
Yeah.
But I like kind of like your approach of like getting more, like dig out a little bit more information.
Correct.
To kind of dig up the story before you go into a shoot. But speaking about like digging questions, what kind of questions do you ask them? Like, is it during the shoot itself or before, even though it's unscripted?
So it could very well be when if you meet before the shoot, you have like a list of questions that you can ask them, like what are their favorite things, where do they usually go. Like for example, if you are planning on finding a location, would you rather go to a place that is like, for example, Jurong Lake Gardens, or would you go to a place that is more memorable towards you? Then at least when you go to a place that is more memorable towards you, I can ask like, can you share me your story, like what you guys usually do at this place and stuff like that. Then we could perhaps recreate certain memories that they have, and then at least that photo will mean more to them versus like they just stand there with their gown or with their whatsoever, and then they just pose and shoot, and then like 10 years down the road that photo remains under the coffee table. Yeah.
but side note to put like a little disclaimer thing. If you are the couple that scared to like shy on the camera, which is like 99% of the couples that usually say to us, and only prefer to like not share too much of your story on a shoot, it's not wrong. Like there are other photographers that actually nail down like poses that rocks, and if you like the particular photographers just for their poses and stuff, it's okay to just go with them. It's just that the photographer doesn't fit us, the couples does not fit that particular mold for us, because there are different style in how photographers or videographers actually take. So I want to set it out there, because I don't want couples to get confused, like this is their only way to be captured. Like at least for us, what resonated is definitely like some history, some background before going to a shoot or during the shoot itself, to capture certain emotions that we want. I think that's how that sometimes when when they describe what are things that they like, they can't really put it into a particular word. But I think this process is literally translating into their particular vision that they saw maybe on your IG or on your portfolio piece. So this, I want to dig out a little bit more so that couples can understand, like translate what we do before or during, that could lead to something that actually they resonated, but they don't know how to say.
Correct. I mean, of course, if there are some couples who don't know what they like or want, or they don't really have like much of a story to tell us, it's okay, because during the shoot we know how to bring it out. We have certain ways of bringing their unscripted emotions out during that time, either be it through games or be it through we ask them to do certain activities with each other and stuff like that. So I think if you have shot with like either of us before, you would have known that there are certain techniques to actually bring out these emotions, rather than to just you stand there, you look here, look there, and then after that you just smile. I think that's what some couples actually come to us to, because they see the pictures and then they say, how do you actually get that kind of smile? I also have other vendors telling me like, I don't know how you do it, but I can never get my couples to smile like that. I can never get my couples to laugh like that. So there is a lot of process that goes into thinking how to make couples, especially the shyer ones, comfortable such that they can produce that kind of natural emotions in front of the camera. Because honestly, I would say more than half of our couples, the moment that they see a camera in front, they get very rigid, like very stiff. So how to loosen them is also one challenge when you go into a pre-wedding shoot. But of course, I think both of us are always armed with a set of things that we could just help them loosen up a little bit.
I think for you are more technical driven in terms of like what you want to do during the shoot. At least for us, I think I need more pre-wedding like prep work that I usually request my couples to work with me lah. Because the reason I give is like, if you give me the amount of attention before the shoot, you will find the day itself, the shoot is so much easier.
Effort.
Before like you start to grind, like start to like work your feelings out, your emotions.
Exactly.
Because before that we usually meet at least once or twice, either through face-to-face or through Zoom. That already shows that the couples are more committed.
Yes.
So
yes.
By giving them this platform to kind of share their story before the shoot, so when the day itself comes, like for the pre-wedding shoot, they are even more ready to share.
Yeah.
Because they already kind of shared through once. So they kind of subconsciously already kind of add in some structure into their story without them actually writing it down. Because they already kind of mentioned it to me. So when they re-mention it again, they won't feel so awkward or paiseh facing the camera. So that gives us like a small win just to get one step closer to the emotions they are looking for. But because not every couples are very expressive. Some that's why there's different love language, right? Like some through touch, some through words, some through gifts. So by knowing the love language, just knowing by love language, you already have like, this is considered one of our secret recipe to trigger at least one part of the shoot, the emotions, to get the couples more readily to share. And of course, if you are words of affirmation, that's even best, because through video or through photos, literally visually you are expressing it out. And even like touch. Definitely there's a lot of touching on the pre-wedding shoot. They need to be physically intimate, right? So I think couples mindset also need to kind of realign with us lah. Like it's natural to have some like physical intimacy on a shoot, and usually we will set some expectations lah, so that they won't get too like, oh are we gonna do this or we gonna do that. So there's a lot of prep work into it rather than just throwing the couple into this pre-wedding shoot without equip them with anything.
Exactly.
Which I think is important. I think the headspace itself is important.
I always tell my couple to just be you know. On the shoot day, just I think a lot of them come into the concept where I go into the pre-wedding shoot, I must look prim and proper.
Yes. Agree.
So, I mean, not to say that you're not supposed to look pretty in your pre-wedding shoot. I mean, of course you need to look pretty in your pre-wedding shoot, right? But the trick is, how do you look pretty in your pre-wedding shoot but still be you in your pre-wedding shoot? So a lot of them come into it feeling like, I always need to smile like this and like stand like this, and like I need to stand at an angle and like, you know. It's like it's not natural. I mean, to me, it loses the. I mean, not to like just now you already had the caveat out there that like there is a style out there that couples go for, and there is a majority of couples that go for this style. I'm talking about couples who actually are more inclined towards taking all the pictures that are more natural, like casual kind of shoot, non-stage kind of shoot. So always tell them, just be yourself. We will do our job in making you comfortable, in making you pretty, but for us to help you, you also have to be relax and be yourself.
I think it's important to set the context, set the stage per se, going into a shoot lah. Is there for the editing mindset, right? Once you capture all the things that you need, be it photos or in videos, is there a process that you approach? Not so like the technical side lah, but more so like, how do you still form up a story on your edit before you deliver it into like an album or digital album? Is there a flow?
Usually when it comes to editing, the shoot itself should translate that story into the editing. So in that sense, editing will only help to enhance that story by the colors. So the color sets the mood in that sense for that story to be told, right? Or that particular emotions to be told. So I think a majority of that work is done in the shooting phase itself. The editing phase is actually correcting certain things like your certain framing, for example, if you want it, so that it becomes, you remove away clutter or anything like that also, so that it tells the picture better, and colors, the colors of the photos, Yeah,
I think generally it's kind of good to already have it onto your, like when you shoot itself, already kind of have the framing done. Then the editing is more sort of like cleaning up, remove clutter, just make sure that there's no distractions, or maybe you have missed out a spot that maybe you kind of shift out of different positions just to make sure that it aligns. Then at least it's pleasing on the eye. I think that's a good mentality. It means don't leave it to post lah.
Yeah, correct.
Whatever things you do, just try not to Photoshop it. It's just gonna look like off. And it's gonna be very, very tedious for the photographer or the couples. So usually try to execute it on the shoot itself.
Yeah, that's right.
At least for photo, it's much easier to clean up. But for videos, it's really almost, I would say not impossible, but just not gonna spend too much time on that, because I think story is still king lah. It's still important. Like to me, I rather have the emotions and the story there, but with a bad framing. Because I feel that sometimes some emotions cannot be repeated.
Yeah,
you say it's non-staged, it's non-scripted. No point I try to fixate some certain composition, but I fail to capture the emotion.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
You actually make the photo like turns, like if your framing is bad, right? But if the emotion is there, it will make the photo more alive.
Yeah, agree.
Even though it's
100%.
like almost the same thing, but the angle is just a bit off lah. I think the Harry Potter part, right, was exactly what Shereen is trying to translate.
Oh yeah.
I think because she purposely asked them like, what are things that they like, what are the things in common, and just nice they mentioned about Harry Potter, and Shereen actually brought the wand
right? For them,
on the actual day. So if we don't ask these type of questions, or if we don't know a little bit more about our couples, right, there's no way we can mind read their story. Because the couples need to do their part to also share, so that when we are crafting the story for the couples, it's not just our effort, but more so the couples are hand holding us a little bit just to create the imagery, be it on motion or is it just for photos lah. So that was something that I wanted to say.
By the way, did you know that they almost didn't want to do the Burmese costume? I had to plead them to do the Burmese costume.
Thank God they did. It's so painful if they don't do. I think they owe it to themselves. Is it Jia Chuan that one?
No, they didn't have time. They didn't have time. Because if you remember, they had 3 march-ins.
It's okay, there's always time.
So I told them, yes,
like, correct. As long as we fight for it, even if it's 10 minutes, it's worth it lah.
So the photos actually turned out beautifully, like because it was so special because they were in their costume. But you see, it's like things like that we need to know so that we could push. Because we know what is special, that will appear special on like your wedding day or your pre-wedding shoot.
But shout out MVP to my wife. Can't see because she's out of frame, but she managed to get the male costume, the Burmese costume for the guy until
his pants literally dropped.
It will drop if we didn't manage to. If it fails, right, then there's no Burmese costume in the first place, even if they want to do it. So MVP. My wife, that's definitely like #1 star. If not, we won't get that shot.
You know, the husband have to say MVP ma.
Bias.
So okay. So now back to the topic. So one or three more questions lah. Any tips for up and coming creative that go into this generally creative industry lah? Not doesn't have to be weddings, but just into this creative industry.
Okay. I'm not sure if this is something that have been overemphasized on, but I think it's really, really very important to know your style. like, and for your couple to also know what kind of style you are. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think not newbies, sorry. People who just enter their craft, they might see like, okay, I want to try everything. You know, because you're like so new to it, you get so excited, you want to try everything. But then after that, the thing about trying everything is that it's very difficult to nail down that particular style that you want. Because if you want to try everything, right, you get very tired of it very quickly. Yeah, so it's like, go specialize into it so that you really like what you're taking. Because if you take all the different kinds of styles, then after a while you'll be like, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, but I'm still doing it because, like, you know, I putting out there that I am
Chapalang.
Yeah, not chapalang lah, but really like, you know, the view is like that. Yeah, so I think if you have your own style, it translates into your own craft, and people know that this is the type of craft that you are doing, the style that you are doing, then when people talk about this certain style, they immediately think of you. So and you also will like the work that you do, because in this industry, right, if you very fast flame out if you start to question your work and if you don't like the work that you do.
I would say the style, how to find a style. I think at a start, I'm pretty sure all the creative will be like, what is style? How to get my own style?
Correct.
It's good to try out. Like, I think generally you can try, but I think maybe after a 1 or 2 year mark, you can try to see what are the things that sticks. Like, you after 2-3 years, you still stick to a certain maybe a formula or a structure that you usually go for. Couples or even creatives will respect that. Like, I tell my couples, I'm definitely not a certain style. After shooting for so long, I already know what are the things that I would love to shoot. Like family, couple stories, definitely one of them. One of the overused things are cinematic. Been underlying this thing for a long time. It might create some controversy, but I'm just gonna say it out there. Cinematic could be a style. I mean, there are a lot of successful brands that actually make a name out of themselves for being cinematic. It's not wrong. A different way of capturing moments. So if couples would like a certain way, like a cinematic style, then that can be one of them. If it's storytelling, then there's one of them. Documentary could be one of them. Like, I personally learned from Fresh from Kenneth from the start. When I started like wedding at the very start, day one, I got inspiration from him. And that time he was searching for up and coming, interns and stuff. So I managed to get that. So I got influenced a lot by him. I mean, he might not know, even though it's like a short 3 to 4 months. But when I went through like the actual day flow with him, he actually guided me through a lot. It wasn't easy because it's like smack you with a lot of information at one time. And it's like because it's on the actual day, right? Everything is just like happening like split second. Oh, this is happening, that's happening. Somehow with the same day edit. So it's even more pressure on the video like department itself. Definitely eye-opening. And to me, right, it's important. Like, while you are finding your style, right, please go and, if you have the time, express your interest in the companies, video companies or photographies, like companies that you resonated with. Ask them, whether I can just hop along and learn from them. Learning directly is the best way you can learn faster than anything else. You can watch like 1,000 hours of like how to film a wedding or like how to shoot a wedding day, but nothing beats like on the spot pressure. Even if you have to do it for free at the start. I think to me, that humble start is important. To know what are you gonna get into when you're doing it full time.
Very, very important. That was actually my next point, which is I would say don't be lazy. Like, really, I think when you're starting out, although you have a lot of like information overload, right? But I would say be open to be to learn as much as you can, because I think after a while, once you think like, oh, okay, I know how to operate a camera already. Then
that's just the start.
Yeah, you don't know that's very difficult, because like on that day itself, for example, I'm talking about let's say a wedding day lah. There's a lot of things that can actually happen, and because it happens like at that point in time, how do you actually have to react to certain scenarios at that point in time? I mean, not just customer facing, but also about your gears as well. Yeah, so
like by right, it's supposed to be second nature.
Yeah.
Like if anything happens, you're supposed to have a plan B, plan C, plan D if you even have to. So when couples need your help or attention, certain situation doesn't go according to plan, which is quite often on a wedding day, you would give the right suggestion. It might not be the best solution, but at least it's solution rather than you being a headless chicken lah.
Yeah.
That's why I say if you had to go to other people's wedding, shoot, just to experience those kind of situation. Then when the situation arises on your own wedding day, like your own couple's wedding, then you will be more equipped to give the right answer, or even if you have to solve it yourself. Like a few months ago, we had like one of the the brother's car actually broke down on the way to the wedding shoot.
Oh my God.
I mean, the couples that are watching right now, you know who you are. And we managed to salvage it lah. Get the car parked at the side to the nearest like bus stop, so that at least the cars is ongoing. That kind of thing. It's a bit like common sense, but then sometimes if you don't drive, you are not in that situation, you might panic and you might feel like you are quite useless in that situation. So try to be as helpful as you can. If you have all the answers, it'll be very, very helpful for the couples. Like at least get the people to the venue first, like so that you would, even if the car broke down, you still know what to adjust. So this is one of the many problems that might happen. AV might have like some wire spoil, that you can't get your audio. Then what are your possible solutions? That kind of thing. But I'm not going to bombard and scare off all the fellow creatives. There's like 101 problems that you're going to face, but I think are good things that you're going to learn the hard way, of course.
You know my camera dropped?
Oh, I did.
My whole camera dropped. Pyong!
Broke.
It just couldn't start up.
Oh, that's even worse.
So it's another example. So
my camera, that camera right now you're watching, the corner is still dented.
Oh my God!
Yeah, dented. Because I fell, I think 2 weeks ago. Yeah, the couples that are watching right now, you also know who you are. But it's my fault. Because the floor's slippery at home.
Oh my God!
Then it dented. Then now the filter cannot be removed.
Oh my God, yeah. So yes, just some examples of that.
I mean, prepare. If you have insurance, that's the best. If you don't have, then I mean, suck it out lah. I mean, just buy a new one. I mean, these are tools, right? They are supposed to be used for for us to work, but not damage it lah. Just like it's our bread and butter. Yeah. So, is there any promo you're running? I know it's a very random question, because usually couples will be more interested in like what we are trying to do lah.
Yes. So no promo, but we do have a promo with Heart to Heart. So any 6 hours and above engagement, we do have is it 10% off? I forgot already. How many percent?
We put it as far as 10% right here.
Yeah.
Then
it's right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you sign like both of us photo or video day on the actual day more than 6 hours, then there's a discount. So do DM us either to her or to me to find out more. How do people find out your work if they are interested?
So our work is on our website, peppermintstudios.com. Or
is there a 65?
Sorry, Peppermint Studio 65. Yes. Wow!
Hey, I'm the one that helped you reach out. People type Peppermint Studio, so you won't know what they're doing.
Yeah, we have all our portfolios up there, or you can we update our website there lah. Our Instagram is a little dead right now because we haven't had the time to really go and update it, but yeah.
Animal welfare.
Yeah.
She's busy with animal welfare.
Yeah. So actually, if you guys don't know, Peppermint Studios, we dedicate part of our the booking fees that you guys pay for us to helping animals. cats in specifically, because currently now I haven't had the time to branch out to other animals. So yeah, if you were to engage us, just know that you are also doing a little good.
Yeah, so this is like one of the better ways you can give back to society. I think there are other couples that actually did that. Like I think Kin was one of them, right? The gifts that the dog gives, you don't have to purchase from like the hotel or what. If you have organizations that actually do provide dog gifts, I think the workers are special needs and stuff.
Yeah,
they
correct.
actually do the dog gifts for you guys with a fee. Then you're actually helping them and support the community that actually would need help. So in that way, have your wedding be a bit intentional. Yeah, not everything have to be on the books like the normal way of doing things.
Yes,
you could spend a little bit more time to understand what the vendors provide. There are a lot of vendors that do this kind of thing. So do try to spot them. Shireen is one of them. So thank you so much for having this conversation. I think we had this plan for so long, but I didn't get a chance. Hopefully this can be out by New Year's or Christmas.
Yeah.
Then really wish everyone that is watching right now a Merry Christmas and have a good year ahead.
Merry Christmas. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Bye.
Bye.